if you feel like vomiting during a long car ride, this is what you should brain. Also, your grandmothers are wrong. Eating kiamseng tea will not help. Watch this to the end and you will understand. So, let's just address the golden question. Why do we get motion sickness? You see, interestingly, if you are the driver of a car or if you are sitting in front, you seldom get motion sickness. It's often the people sitting behind who experience this. Why? Well, there's a logical explanation for this. We as humans, whenever we move from one point to another, our senses will kind of sense the movement. This is how we know we have moved a distance, and we are always unconsciously sensing this movement, which is something we actually take for granted. Technically, these are called proprioception and vestibular sense, which I've just added just to show you how smart I am. Hey, thank you, ChatGPT. But anyways, whatever we do, this sensing is always balanced one. And what happens is that when we are in the car, this sensing is thrown completely off balance. You see, when you are in the car, your inner ears, which are used a lot to sense the movement, know that you are moving at 90 km per hour and tell your brain,
"Hey Bodo, we are now moving at 90 km per hour.
So if you are the person driving and you look ahead, your eyes will also tell your brain,
"Hey Bodo, we are now moving at 90 km per hour.
However, it's different if you are seated behind. You see, when you are behind, you are likely looking at your phone or just staring into something inside the car. Your inner ears are telling your brain,
"Hey Bodo, we are now moving at 90 km per hour.
But if you are watching an Uncle Raymond video, your brain is telling you, basically, because your eyes are focused on your phone, your eyes are subconsciously telling your brain,
"Hey Bodo, we are not moving because
I know this sounds stupid, but because there's a difference in what your inner ears told your brain and what your eyes told your brain got mid sickness and it started to make you feel nausea, dizziness, and sometimes even causing you to vomit. Because receiving mid sickness is never comfortable. I know because Naomi Tan has been telling me that she likes going out with me, but she says she likes another cat.
That one is friend zone."
Anyways, this is why drivers seldom get motion sickness, and if you sit in front, the symptoms are less severe because right in front of you is a big screen telling your eyes repeatedly that you are moving at 90 km per hour. And in case you are wondering, does that mean that if you look out of the window, you will feel better since your eyes are now registering the fact that you are moving? Well, yes. In fact, one of the best ways to solve car motion is to either look outside or just close your eyes. But there are other ways. Today's sponsor is Clippers Barber. Want to look like David Beckham instead of dancing bacon? Yeah, these Clippers Barber's outlets you see can transform you into a handsome boy because that's what they do best. There are more than 40 outlets in Singapore. However, with Singapore population growing, there is room to grow even more. If you want to be a franchise of these shops, just check out the link in the description or scan this QR code. Now, back to the video. You might not know this, but there are medications to treat motion sickness. You can look for them from your doctor or pharmacist, and they should be taken about 30 minutes before the ride. But what if you do not want to take medication and still insist on wanting to use your phone or read a book? Well, for a start, do note this. Kiamseng tea do not work. You see, kiamseng tea are usually consumed by people who feel nausea, but there hasn't been any good studies to show that they work. It's more of a cultural thing. In fact, ginger actually works better, so consume ginger products instead. Now, these are very traditional methods since we used to get motion sickness while reading a book in the car or a bus. Today, we now have a new solution. A wise cat once said, "There's an app for everything." Yeah, even for this. You see, the main reason why we experience motion sickness is mainly because we want to use our phone during car rides. And therefore, the solution is easy. Why not just, trick your eyes into thinking that you are moving through the phone screen? There are a few apps that can do that, and there are even desktop apps that do that. They usually just add dots or whatnot on your screen, so your eyes will be convinced that you are moving and not. You don't need to know the science behind it, but just know that they can trick your eyes. And here's something even more interesting. If you are using iPhones, you won't need to download an app. You can just turn on a setting called Vehicle Motion Cues and you will do the exact same thing. Now, of course, it might or might not work for everyone, but it's worth a try. I did so and it worked for me. However, while we might have solved the issue of motion sickness in the bus, there's still an issue that we have not solved. People playing loud videos in the bus, but that might change soon. Watch this and you'll understand. Also, do check out our Instagram as we have short exclusive videos there. Link in description. And thank you for spending almost 4 minutes with me. I really appreciate it and hope you learned something.